Alright, welcome, lesson. So in that pineal staircase, we are now at oceans. The good thing about studying this for a while, as has been the trend the past couple lessons, is that we've been replaying cards. With oceans, it's basically no different. There is a new card we need to make for vast ocean, but with Mars, we're going to set it up as grids, and that's already a card we remixed. So we need to repeat and remain it. So it was a grid system, showed it was possible. Now we're going to make it continuous, and we're going to repeat and remain it. And at the same time, put in a heavier ocean supply. So to do that, we're going to need to replay it, yeah. What we're going to need to do is we're going to need to use the oxygen, because as we know, water's H2O. We are going to need to use the remaining oxygen from chemical dissociation photo, which was 0.74 was our remainder. So let's go ahead and plug it into the formula. And just to let you know, the best moon we can use, drum roll, sad drum roll please, from Galileo, he found it with a homemade telescope, Europa. So we will be photochem disassociating Europa and using it for our ocean. And Jupiter's got a lot. We've been sending everything through Jupiter, so don't worry about anything that's going to happen because we're just sending huge amounts of energy to it. Okay, so let's go ahead and break this down with the formula. This one was from the other one. I'm going to keep it here just for reference, but it's a different number, which is here. So before we get into it, actually, we're going to go into the grid here. So this is Mars. This is the magnetosphere. This is the core giving the magnetosphere. These are the grids. Green will be vegetation, and blue is the water where the green would be, yet just to symbolize all of it, it would be like that. So right now we're on this part here, with green being this one here. Okay, and the black space, this space. All right, so our oceans need H2O, additional to the grid that we already made a capital R, smaller letter R, smaller letter R, leaf tilt. We're going to be using the H from H2O from our solar provisions. Solar provisions. Our O8 oxygen, we need an abundance from the filthy atmosphere, which gives us our 74%. Our moon victim is going to be Europa, and we're going to make that 3 capital R's. So, in the formula, the Hertz is going to be the same as previous mentioned, with a Hertz additional energy word of capital RRR, remix, repeat, remain, boom, 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 triumphant, Europa contents onto H2O grids and oceans to be, as well H1 charged particles from our solar provisions. End quotes. So in our formula here, Newton's law of cooling plus speculative formula. Speculative formula is already done. This number changes. 1.0 because it's going to be 100% of grids and the oceans that we intend. So it's 1.0 equals 0.26, which is the missing number of 100%. You add 26 plus 74, you get 100. 0.26 R cubed. R cubed is remix, repeat, remain again and again and again. So it technically looks like this. It technically looks like 3 R's capitalized with a line underneath, and then 2 marks, and then 1 mark with a triumphant symbol. That's technically R cubed. Okay, so 0.26 R cubed plus parentheses 0.74 minus 0.26 R cubed, close parentheses, e to the negative 88775K. So that gives us 1.0 equals 0.74 r cubed. Mathematize it. Log number 1.0 over 0.74 r cubed equals log number e to the negative 88775k. Gives us k equals negative 1 over 8875 log number parentheses 1.0 over 0.74 r cubed close parentheses. That gives us negative k equals negative 3.391778009 e to the negative 06 r cubed. It's a huge number. When you get that number, you know you're going to have to, just to let you know, a quick reference tangent. When it's that big of a negative number, you're going to have to pull something from somewhere else, which is obviously what we're doing, which is also why it's negative. But if you were to try to calculate it and figure out if you had enough like ice caps for oxygen, you wouldn't. So that number's too big. You're going to have something like, Europa does something like 1,000 tons of oxygen every 24 hours, which calculates out as 1 million people breathing for like a day. We have billions, right? So it's all right. Okay, so that's why we put the R per 88775. So it just constantly goes there in the ionic order that the solar recognizes it at this place and this place and sends it to this place. And we fill up Jupiter so that we don't face tidal disruption. Already thought of it. We have. Okay, good. So once you get that, we will have, instead of this number, we will have this number. We'll have the absolute value with P. And then we'll have, of course, it's TIH greater than. And then we'd have negative 3.3917809 E negative 06 R cubed. Close absolute value with angstroms. Absolutely. And then we'd have the speculative, which is the same. You know, it's LDD1 and all of that. Okay, so nothing's changed. And once we do that, that's when we'll get our V-Ain Rord. We will get our V-Ain Rord, and that will be water grid (2023-2024) oceans. Categorically, for our leaf pill. Our leaf pill categorical is water grid 2023-2024 oceans.